sauce right. It is something like bring the heat like a summertime. I can't sleep. This that for the week. I'm on sleep.
More life, more blessings. Welcome to For the Record by Certified Platinum Network. I'm your host, KRISTODOTCOM, and today we are joined by actually a close friend of mine, former host of C1 Radio, model, DJ, and music producer, Kal Capone.
What's going on, man?
Welcome, brother. How you doing?
I'm good, G.
Good to have you. Good to have you, man. Appreciate it. I love linking up with this dude. You know, every single time we get together, it's always love. It's always insight. You know, we're always spitting some type of game, I feel like. And it was only right to bring it to the mics, you know, bring it to the cameras,
Yeah.
you know, have a conversation, you know, with the people alongside them. And, you know, we're always up to, you know, higher power, higher power thinking, just things of that sort, you know.
For sure. No, thank you for having me. I was looking forward to doing this when you invited me. I haven't been in front of the mic like this in a while, so
That's what I'm
it's
saying,
good to
man.
be back, you know?
Whatever we got to do to make it happen, we do it. We do it. How's your, I'll start by asking, how are you doing today? How are your chakras, your
Yeah, I'm
energies?
good. Yeah, really good energy. I just came back from Whistler, so, you know, something about driving by the Chief there, Squamish, just like, it's really puts me in my place. It's humbling, you know, seeing such a beautiful drive.
Right.
That face, the rock.
Yeah, for real.
Just to see the Sky Highway. It's a good time to just reflect, you know? We actually didn't have any music playing at the time. I was just
Really?
just like having...
Quiet car.
Yeah. It was a lot of music this weekend, like just going out and just DJing and stuff too. It's good to take a little break.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I'm feeling really good today, man. Just coming back from celebrating a birthday up there. And,
That's what's up.
Yeah, so we just
That's good.
living it up, man.
The way you describe it too, like for somebody like that does what you do, where you're, you know, and constantly in loud rooms, constantly playing music, surrounded by music, you know, you're having to know what the newest drop is, things of those sorts.
Yeah.
For you to tell me that, like, you have moments where you're in the car just and nothing's playing, nothing whatsoever, and you're having your silent moment. And Whistler Drive is a long drive too, so that's pretty
well,
impressive.
it wasn't the whole time quiet, but like when I got by the Squamish Chief there, I was just saying that specifically for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I tend to, like, when I'm going to a gig or leaving a gig, I usually keep it pretty chill after. I don't know how to explain it. It's like 4 hours of spinning music or whatever the situation is. Like,
exactly.
You know, just a little.
How are you finding like
downtime.
your travel? Because I guess you've gone to Whistler. Have you gone anywhere else? Kind of.
Yeah, I've been on the
local?
island already.
Mm-hmm. This is during COVID, after COVID.
Yeah,
or
during just like we're still in it, really.
It's not
I
done
guess,
yet.
right? But no, I was in the island like 3 weeks ago. I'm planning on going back there. I got quite a few friends in Victoria in that area, so I want to just go visit. They're over here quite often.
That's what's up.
So we're just chopping it up and just want to make another trip out there. Whistler is the most recent. Yeah, man, I don't know. I'm trying to go like overseas, like relatively soon, you know. But just the local stuff right now, it's like
I feel that.
You know, it is in Vancouver when the sun's out and the weather's like this.
You don't want to leave.
Yeah, and you got to make the most of it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And honestly, we get so much rain throughout the year that in those few moments where you can see the sun's out and you know everybody's outside. From right now, like I was down to on the Granville Strip the other night, and
The strip club.
No,
I just saw
the Granville Strip. Clarify real quick. No, unfortunately, it was the Granville Strip. You know, just your standard Granville Island Street, or Granville Street in that case. But yeah, no, everybody was outside. It was one of those things where I was looking around, like, yo, like this looks a lot This looks very pre-pandemic, if you ask me.
Yeah, it's looking good, man. I love it. I love to see people. They're out, and
man.
My experience so far with it has been really good. Like, I feel like people who are still concerned about COVID things are just not really going out. So, you know, like, whoever's out is like comfortable.
Right.
Like, like it feels like it's normal again because it's not like those conversations are even really being had, you know? It's like,
right. And of course, there are other people that, you know, may be dealing with, you know, situations where they have compromised health, you know, things of those sorts where it's not as easy for you to just, you know, go outside and, you know, just act like everything's back to normal. But
everyone's got their reasons.
Yeah, you know, for the people, I'm glad to hear at the very least that, you know, in a place where we are, the vaccination rates do seem to be kind of climbing up. So
things
are slowly starting to shift back to quote unquote normal. So that's good. Honestly, I'm glad to hear, your chakra's good. You get your alkaline water in today?
Oh, every day, man. The jug. I don't drink anything but the Kangen.
Tell them a little bit about the Kangen, because we've had these conversations, maybe we'll talk, tell us about it.
Well, yeah, first of all, it's like life-changing for sure, because, I mean, we're like, 80% water or something like that, but essentially it's like a Japanese-built machine with titanium plates in it, and it like adds live hydrogen molecules to the water, which essentially like, it's like a living thing. I don't know how to explain it, man. But
so I feel like you might have lost, like a certain percentage of people might have gotten lost when you started speaking to the scientific stuff. But
it's just,
I'm on the same page as you. That makes sense to me.
Yeah. It's just like, it obviously filters the water, so it's like, it's, like cleaner than just average tap water, because, there's chlorine and stuff in that.
Yeah.
But I grew up on tap water. So I'm not like on some bougie, like, I've been like on this water forever. I just kind of got introduced to it like 3 years ago, and we got like the latest machine now, and it does everything, man. It's like sets the pH level, so you can get good, clean drinking water for the plants, like more neutral pH level. You can have really low pH level for cleaning solutions, pretty much, like a degreaser. It's really multi-purpose, so it's not just for water, but
like, and when I remember when we first had conversations about what alkaline water or the Kangen machine that you have, and not sponsored.
No, but hit me up if you want one.
Exactly.
You straight up, man. We selling these for sure. So
these machines aren't nothing that you can just go pick up at. I don't think you can pick it up at Walmart. Can you?
No. It's called Enagic.
Yeah,
and they have a spot in Burnaby, where you can go and purchase them. But essentially, you get it through like a distribute. Like it usually goes through someone,
right?
You know what I mean?
It's an expensive machine. It basically what he said in terms of it, being able to select what pH level you want in the water that you're drinking, or the water that you're watering your plants with, or the water that you're doing this or that with. And it changes your life in a sense where, although we live in a place like Van where they claim, this is the best drinking water on the planet.
I was getting clowned the other day. I had CP over. I don't know if you know damn CP.
Yeah.
And he was giving me all sorts of heck, like, we got the cleanest drinking water. Like, why you need it? I don't know, man. This guy, like, some people they're not on it, But
I mean, at the same time, like, just because it is, like, the cleanest drinking water, don't mean it's clean drinking water that you should be drinking.
It's no hate. I'm not trying to throw shade on like tap water. Like,
the tap water team going crazy right
now. It's all good. It's just like I said, it's been introduced to me, and like I just haven't looked back. Like, bro, I haven't been sick for over a year, and I'm not saying it's like directly because of this, but like my skin is like really clean now. Like everything, like
you're
I'm
noticing
telling you,
things.
It's improvements, man. Like seriously, even when it comes to like hydrating yourself, like I'm hydrated. Like I know, like it's
exactly. And it's one of those things about making the decision to make that life change. Like if it's investing in a machine like this and knowing that day by day you're drinking a level of cleaning water. A clean level of water that isn't comparable to anything else. It's you literally selecting what pH level you want. It's something different, and long term effects very, very obvious.
For sure,
numbers to share for
it's a great like conversation piece too. Like when I have people over, I always just offer it. Of course, and it's just cool to inform people.
Yeah. No, I remember when the first time you had me over, I was looking at that machine like, is that the machine that he was talking about? And it looks like an appliance almost, in a sense, where it's at a point, it's just like a common part of your home.
Yeah, it's like it's not too big, but it's like, you know what it is. It's touchscreen.
Exactly.
It's got like all like
nice
12
machine.
languages, You know what I mean?
That's dope. So, I mean, based off that conversation alone, like somebody that's listening right now can obviously tell that you're into health and wellness and things of those sorts.
Sure.
Can you tell us a little about if you were always like that, if that took a certain point in your life where you made that change? And
well, I grew up with a single mother, and my mother had some skin cancer issues, and there's cancer in my family.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, my mother's, that's my grandma. I never met her. She passed before I was born, but she passed away of stomach cancer, and Point is, my mother had some skin issues and stuff, and it was kind of like misdiagnosed a little bit. Like there was cancer cells and stuff that she had to get treated. But point is, it all comes back to diet.
Yeah.
And when I said misdiagnosed, it was like more so like the food she was eating was affecting her like her gut, like her insides, and that in turn like shows up on your skin, like you're unhealthy from the inside out. You know what I mean? Your body's not liking some, and it's coming out in your skin or whatever. Maybe that was her situation.
Right.
So, I was introduced into like gluten-free, that whole thing like before was really like popular.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like how now like it's
like the
new like
fad.
The salient point of a lot of things now is like vegan, gluten-free and stuff.
Does it piss you off when you walk down, like, I don't know what supermarket you go to, but when you walk through like your generic supermarket and you see the green aisle? Does that ever take you off,
it's
a
cool.
little bit? It's cool.
It's great. I think there needs to be more. It's all about awareness. Like we're talking about with the machine too. It's just like if you know, like you can't unknow.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I tell you something, you can't unhear it.
Exactly, you're right.
Like you can choose to not care or whatever, but like I told you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Exactly. I told you, didn't I?
Yeah. But no, it's good. It's all about like people just. It just starts from the inside out, like I was saying. Yeah. So if there's options out there to eat, good. I like that. Yeah,
I guess in that sense, then I'm not mad at them painting the aisle and the ground. And
I know what you mean. It's extra. It's extra.
It seems a little extra sometimes, but honestly, I mean, if that's what causes somebody to make that extra left turn, and
these
go pick
corporations,
off,
man. Yeah. It's like they're marketing, they're doing whatever they can to get people here and this and that. Especially
here in Vancouver, I mean, it's like if you just walk down certain neighborhoods, like I maybe don't frequent the downtown core as much as you do, but certain neighborhoods being staples for like the hipster town. Or,
I know what you mean.
A lot of people being vegan, maybe that live in.
Well, we got amazing food in this city, like the restaurants, the options. Yeah, no, this is a great place to be living, man.
That is true. In terms of great eats and things of those sorts, any because I know that because you're a DJ, you typically will frequent, whether you want to call it a residency or whatever you want to use another word for it, but you'll be at certain restaurants or
lounges, bars, clubs, whatever. I know what
any particular spots here in Van. Somebody that might be listening that hasn't been to Vancouver and might want to check it out.
Number one, it's gotta be the Greek. Yeah, shout out the Greek. The one in Gastown specifically, that one, we go up there, man. But the food's amazing. Like, it's a trifecta. It's like beautiful people, really tasty food, and really good music, of course.
That's a fact.
Like, seriously, man. I had a lot of people come this past Friday for the first time, and everyone's just always telling me like, "Wow, this is sick. It's sick here."
Yeah. And do you have a strategy? Because I'm interested to know. Like, I've seen you perform in different sets.
Yeah.
I've seen you on stage with 30,000 maybe plus people watching just you as you're playing your set.
Is it that big? Breakout? Is that what you're talking about?
I'm telling you, I don't know if it is that big, but it looks like 30,000.
I know what you're saying. It
looks like 30,000.
Yeah, I think that's a bit. That's a lot of people, but like no. But I get what you're saying though. Yeah. Sorry, continue.
No, okay. So
I'm just trying to be humble here.
And I'll explain it in this sense because you can watch some of these festivals from different perspectives. You could be backstage listening to the audible, the crowd, or you could be way in the back of the festival looking at the stage and seeing the crowd and seeing the interaction, seeing the crowd move from one side to another just off of a beat.
Yeah.
And the power of the DJ is a very strong power, I must say. And, seeing somebody like you, it looks like 30,000 people is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, it feels like it definitely. Like you just lose count. You just know it's a lot of people.
Yeah. But what I mean to say is, different settings, going from a stadium or an arena or, something similar to what you've done to being in a small, intimate space. Is there a strategy you have when it comes to picking?
Well, it's just all about reading the vibes, right? So, I mean, I've been DJing for like over 10 years now.
Yeah.
I'm sounding like a real old head, But, no, believe it or not, I started when I was 14, right? So, that's you do crazy. The math.
Yeah. Talk about that. Like, what got you started, if you don't mind?
Yeah, so I guess like my earliest memory of like being inspired to DJ was like, it was the 2010 Olympics. And
really?
You know how they had there's a lot of music. Like David Lamb Park was a whole like music thing. Like Dead Mouse played.
Yeah.
Damian Marley was there. Like it was a whole like every I would say like every night because it was a 2-week span, right? Like the Olympics, or I guess it would be like a month because they had the Paralympics as well, right?
Right. Okay.
So
yeah.
it's like, but anyways, point is, like every night it was different things going on, and I remember Deadmau5 was like really, really popular back then, and he's like Canadian DJ, and just like electronic music was like really getting mainstream, at least in Canada, right? I know it's been like more so like in the UK and stuff. That's
Canada
like,
just started to pick up on
I pick up on it a little more, and I just wanted to get DJing. I was like, this is so cool, right? And I started with electronic music. Like I grew up listening to like radio music, and I mean, there was hip hop on there, Kanye, and like Good Life, Kanye, you know, Graduation. Like there was some pop. So there was like things I listened to hip hop, but I was like diving in as like an electronic DJ when I started, right?
Right.
And I had like CDJs, so it was like an old, like the club setup. Yeah. And they were actually the first turntables that took CDs.
Right, okay.
Because before that, I think it was only USBs or something. So this was on some like peak technology kind of like at that time.
So you hit like because there are certain eras, like even in music in particular, where there's certain eras that are key eras or the key year when things started to change.
Yeah, like when I started, I didn't have a laptop setup. Like it was literally we burnt CDs.
Wow.
And you had the beat match. Like, and trust me, like it was pretty tough, you know? Like I was like, what the heck? But because it was house music and that sort of, you know, like 4 on the floor, like gridded music, it was like in a sense a little easier to kind of like line things up because you know when it was in. You know what I mean?
You know what's about to play. Like you probably have played that same disc a certain amount of time.
And you just kind of get used to it. But shortly after, you know, I was just researching. I was so in love with the whole like DJ thing that like, oh, you can plug your computer in. I didn't know that. Like you can buy this interface, and I mean, I just completely self-taught, right? Just going on the internet, trying it, buying it, doing it, plugging, you know, just trial and error, and then like next thing you know, I'm running Tractor and I'm downloading songs. I'm not using CDs anymore. Yeah, and just as I've gotten older, the technology's gone better, and it is what it is.
Right,
now,
right.
You know?
So and I definitely feel that. So particularly, I'm stuck on the timing that you said that you started DJing. Where
like it was like 2010, 2011. So I was still in high school and like I was just doing my things. Yeah.
You what do you have to say about like that particular moment in music where 2010s? You know, Drake had just dropped his Best I Ever Had the year before.
Yeah, I wasn't really on the Drake train too much back then. Like I was like pretty into like electronic music, believe it or not.
Right.
Man. Like even like dubstep. Like dubstep was like big back then. You know? And like I think when Skrillex came out, that's when I started stepping away from it because dubstep had this original kind of thing where it was like dub plates. Like I don't know how to explain it. It was more like rhythm. Like how do I explain this? Like it was like roots, like reggae. Like not reggae, but it's
reggae is like a continual beat that can loop for.
It just wasn't all like electronic pop. And what I'm saying is like when Skrillex came out, I just remember I started stepping away from that bit because it was so like like you know what I mean. Like it was getting like crazy, and I just like the dub plates. Like kind of I was just doing that and like house music, like just like kind of vibey stuff, not like your EDM like I don't know.
Really?
Yeah. So
I'm actually very shocked that you say that because we haven't had this conversation before, but I can say that at a period of time I actually really got into dubstep.
Yeah,
and I can argue that it was right around Scary Monsters and Nice Sprites by Skrillex.
Yeah, exactly.
Around that era, and then, you know, went on to listen to Bangarang, Devil's Den, like a whole bunch of records back then where, I don't know, it was the super, and I remember, of course, back in that particular time where Skrillex was catching heat for the super computerized sounds.
Yeah,
and
well, that's what it is when you're like pioneering something, when you're like,
and you shave half your head.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Sonny, like that's his name, right?
Yeah, Sonny.
Like, he's extremely talented, man. Like you see the stuff he's producing nowadays.
Yeah.
He actually had a track just come out recently with like Ty Dolla $ign and Kanye, so that was really sick. Yeah. Even like the Jack U stuff and like the stuff he did with Justin Bieber. Like,
I was gonna say,
come on, man. Like the guy's sick. But all I'm saying at the time, I just started to step away from it because it was like I liked it for a year. Like I did like the album, I know what you mean, but then I just transitioned, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I just transitioned, and I bought actual turntables, like vinyl records.
Yeah, vinyl records.
That just changed everything.
Yeah, that's what's up. Honestly, like even nowadays, like in terms of music quality, just the quality of CDQ back then, and you said CDJ is what you were.
Yeah, CDJ is like the electronic like turntable.
Right. Okay, that's the turntable itself. But I just mean in terms of the quality in terms of music back then, how you can see Apple nowadays trying to attempt the lossless audio and
like FLAC or whatever. Yeah,
exactly, and incorporating like Dolby Atmos into actually being able to listen to it on your phone now on Apple Music. I don't know if you use Apple Music or Spotify. Use Spotify, but Apple they started to implement that on certain songs where it promotes it as lossless audio, where they're trying to get back into making sure that the original audio quality is there.
Yeah, that's a really like that debate has been going on. Excuse me. The debate's been going on for years, like the slight difference in quality between like a 320 kbps like MP3 and then like a WAV file and then a FLAC file, and like only until recently like I actually really noticed how amazingly better FLAC is. But like realistically, like everything like MP3s are like the consumer digital format. Like that's what everyone like. That's just kind of what it is, and like that's my whole library, man. Like I have WAV files too, but I do recently have downloaded some FLAC files, and with my headphones on, listening to it, like I was really, really blown away, like the quality. But then again, like I'm not here to like convert all my like it's just like I appreciate it, and like it's an art, and it's like it's cool like that's available. But like
you're not going to go and overhaul
like,
your old.
But I'm rambling out at this point.
No, it's fine.
Like,
no,
you know what I mean.
That's why I'm here to keep us on track. So let's particularly about your coming of age. Starting the year that you started. Alongside audio quality at that particular time, and how you made sure you're always picking up the right vinyls, making sure that your audio was pristine whenever you were playing it. That particularly, if I fast forward, or I guess in the sense rewind back to where I was in that time, that was when we were running LimeWire, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Was that around that time?
Downloading things on LimeWire, and I'm pretty sure I was just even YouTube ripping.
That's what I was doing too.
Right, and like the quality was poo.
Yeah,
Can I say shit? Can I curse?
Go ahead, man.
Okay. It was shit.
No, it was pretty shit. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, when you talk about MP3s, that was kind of how I initially first started learning about different file types, things of those sorts, through the LimeWires of the world and all the
Soulja Boy tracks.
Oh my gosh,
LimeWire.
Soulja Boy's a little finesser too. You know what he used to do back in the day? He would dead ass take because of course that was back when 50 Cent, Britney Spears,
all that. Bro, I know you'd be downloading a track, and then all of a sudden
out of nowhere, man, that's genius level marketing.
His verses recently with Bow Wow, man, that guy's goated. I'm telling you, like Soulja Boy is really up there as like top like dog in the rap game of like in terms of like influence and just like originator, pioneer, like and he's still got the sauce. Like his drip is like is still there.
I wish he didn't have to really go about himself. Saying no, I did this. Like I wish people gave him his credit. But
but that's like part of his like his whole thing. Like I like that he's reminding people, and like how this rap game is, man. Like the hip hop is like it's just.
What Cal's trying to say is sometimes you got to remind niggas, you know what I'm saying?
There's no rules to this, like it's a living, breathing thing, and like I can't really explain it, but guys like him, he's just holding it down still, man.
Yeah, you don't ever forget them because they will constantly remind you, although some people may argue, legends may not do this, but they'll remind you why they deserve their flowers. And
for sure,
somebody being able to do that, whether it's through them just telling you or through their art in itself.
Yeah.
Hey man, you got to pay respects to that at the very least.
For sure. Like shout out Kanye too, man. Like everyone calls the guy crazy. I think he's visionary. Like I love like that he has no filter, to be honest, because it's like, that's like what like rap is all about. I feel like hip hop and stuff too. It's like kind of just saying what it is, and like either relate or you don't, And like anyway, I just wanted to shout out Kanye because like I know a lot of people like. Yeah, they just call the guy crazy, and I mean, he kind of is, but crazy crazy is good.
That's what I'm saying.
You know,
so
crazy is good.
And you know what? I'm actually, to be honest, thank you for bringing up Kanye in particular, because last episode I had in particularly talked about Kanye. I wouldn't say that I had choice words, because actually I'm a Kanye fan.
Okay.
I listened, like, I'm deep in the Kanye roots. Like, I'm talking Consequence back then, like, type shit. So don't get it effed up. But I feel like sometimes Kanye can, when it comes to verbalizing his thoughts, he sometimes struggles. And
for sure, I know what you mean.
If you are the type of listener that likes to read a headline or listen to a 60-second clip, and you want to listen to that clip of Kanye talking and try to agree or disagree with what he's saying, I honestly can't really say that I look at it the same in that sense. I like listening to, for example, Kanye on Joe Rogan for 3 hours.
That was amazing.
Right.
That was an amazing interview.
And you see his attempt to try to fully formulate his thoughts. And it's different in that sense, where it's opposed to, listening to the 60-second TMZ conversation of Kanye tweaking about whatever it is.
We love it though, man. Come on. The guy is like, I don't know, man. When he speaks, people listen. I think that's whether they like it or not.
Mm-hmm. You got to listen.
That's just like, that's power there. Like, that's, I don't even know if power is the right word, but that's just like, that's influence. Like this, even if you don't agree, with what he's saying, it's like, people hear what he's saying, like, and he's, he said it in his songs, like, we're talking like it's just you and me, right? Like, on Can't Tell Me Nothing. Like, he'll be in nightclubs just ranting, like, stopping the whole show. Like, I guess it's kind of more old Kanye, not great, but I don't know, man. That guy is so funny. His Sway interview, freaking out at Sway. Stuff with Kim Kardashian, hitting his head on the side, like, freaking out at people. There's always something like
too many, way too many,
man. And like, he's partnering up with Gap now. Like, there's so many things, bro. He's just like, he's on a roll always.
He's up to a lot of things.
He's just up to it,
I guess I can see a parallel between, because I guess dating back if we're talking about timeline structure of this conversation, we last talked about just your coming up, I'm wanting to know in particularly your inspirations behind, you being up to the point now. And I can kind of see parallels between, I don't know, maybe you can take this as this is a compliment, by the way, but parallels between you and Kanye where, you're never just particularly stuck on one thing. Kanye was producing and then he said, no, I want to do this rap shit. I don't care what anybody else says. I'm going to do this rap shit. And he excelled in both. He excelled in both producing.
I paved the way for a lot of the guys who are like popular now.
Exactly. And you can tell, for example,
producer rappers, right?
Going into fashion, he's working on a lot of different things. At the end of the day is what it is. He's working on a lot of different things and excelling at a lot of different things. Parallel to how I see how you operate, bro.
Thank you.
Excelling in a lot of different things, tackling a lot of different things,
Thank you.
I'm always seeing Kal up to something, whether it's one thing or another. But
do
you have anything to say? Would you say Kanye is one of your inspirations as anybody else?
I just admire him. I don't know. I don't really like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, inspiration is like an interesting word for me because I don't really have. I've never been the type of, like, when I was growing up, I didn't have like posters on walls of people that I like inspired to be. I feel like that's like a classic way to like imagine the word inspire. Like to visualize it. And especially like as a DJ, I just listen to so much music and like I think I'm just more driven by like
your love for the game.
Yeah, and just like. I don't know. Now I'm a little bit older too. Like,
honestly, I appreciate that you say you continually just are driven by your love for it because I find that your love
results and
your love for what you're doing, continually will drive you in that sense and keep you remotivated and ultimately, looking up to people can aid in that. It helps. Okay, I know I want to do this, and that person's achieved it, and it shows me that it's possible. But just the love for what you do is strictly the most important thing.
Just to go back, man, honestly, like, I don't want to say I'm not inspired by anyone because I don't want to leave it on that. But, like, let's keep it more local, like, for real. Like, let's just shout out Johnny Black, like, that's my G. And, like, trend setting the whole, like, what's going on in the city now. I see a lot of, like we start the hip-hop festival, and, like, here you go. Now people are getting booked, like, on Blueprint events and this stuff, too. So it's just seeing, like, him for sure. Johnny's like definitely an inspiration. Obviously, like my mother. Just like single mom, raising me and stuff.
Powerful woman.
Yeah, for sure. Like, still, we got a really good relationship still. And honestly, like, shout out like Within Roots too, man. Like, I met him early on. Like I shouldn't say early on, but a couple years ago, and just like the production game's crazy, you know. Do really inspired like by like his work. Yeah, like Nico, NDT Sound, like these guys are like crazy. Oh, we got a big dog fight here. A lot of people in the city. There's a lot, man. When I think of it, like Don't Doze Collective too. This group of real good guys that putting on good spaces and energy. Yeah. So there's a lot. Well, I could keep going because I don't want to say like I'm not inspired by people like. Yeah. But I just wanted to like just make it clear it's not like I do it because of these people. I don't know. I don't even know, man. Right. No. You named a good group of names there, and I guess one in particular, Johnny Black, and can't help but mention that one. You know. We've had conversations. You know, just in terms of what you guys are doing over there, Crescendo One, and you know, just the power of saying, "Hey, we're going to accomplish this," and then going out and accomplishing it. Yeah. Do you have anything to say in terms of that in particular? Like, well, I'm just glad to be a part of it. You know, I don't want to take too much credit with it because C1 is like really Johnny Black's thing. You know, but like it did start in the like the sense like where we had a similar vision for the city, because especially him coming from London, like you know, the UK where this culture, like it's way more going on there with the music scene, just everything like is happening in Vancouver. It's like, okay, like, you know, we need to provide like spaces. We need to just like get things going here. So we had the similar like ideas with that. And I pretty much was just like head of the music part of it, because I was just like the DJ, keeping my ear to the, you know, the streets, getting the mixes together, this and that. And then he started getting shows. He put me on for the Black Friday, stuff like that. And that just tumbles into like now what Breakout is today as a festival. Like it's huge. Like it's just chain reaction. But sometimes to be honest, like, and maybe we don't have enough of these these particular conversations, but I feel like sometimes you don't give yourself justice in terms of, you know, what you're a part of, what you guys have accomplished. You know, well, I just being humble, that's all. Because like end of the day, like I rep C1 heavy, but it's like I'm not like an official co-founder of that, you know. But like the story goes, like as I said, like same ideas, and like I mean, like where I'm at now too, just as an individual, I like that. I like that I'm honestly like my own entity, like as Kal Capone, and like I rep C1, but like I'm not C1, you know? Yeah, but I mean, if the movie came out, or when the movie comes out, you're definitely getting your role. You're going to be taking your pick at the actor in that sense. Okay, thank you. That's what's up. That's what's up. No, I fuck with that. And honestly, you know, the vibes are electric. I don't know if anybody listening to this has never... Coda going crazy. The vibes. It's all good. For anybody listening to this that maybe has never been to Breakout Festival, you know, it's an electric environment. It's nothing like I've ever seen before. For the city, for sure, man. Most definitely. It's a representation that's much needed. I think it has, you know, it has right now it's already established, but the potential in terms of where it can go is, I see it in the future, and I believe in it in itself. So, we're only going to move up. Like it's only going up, and you've already seen like the lineups, how they've evolved, and like even the first show we did with the Migos not showing up. Sure, I was gonna say high pressure situations. How do you perform? That was crazy, man. I was on stage like doing the DJ thing, right? I think Lil Pump ended up being the headline act without people really knowing, because Migos weren't showing up, right? And I was probably one of the first to know, like out of like the crowd, of course. Yeah. And I'm spinning like, yo, like they're not gonna show up, and I almost just want to like say something on the mic, but it's like not my it's not my place. Maybe not your call. It was getting really. I'm trying to remember how that happened. I think it was just like show's done kind of thing. Like I was just spinning tracks, and they were incredibly late, and I got to the point where it was just like, no, they're not showing up. Like it was 30 minutes late, this and that, and I mean, like I don't even think they got on a plane. Like, you know what I mean? Like they weren't showing up, and the rumor is that that's when. I think, was it that Wyoming? What's his album? It was Kanye's birthday, I think. Yeah, so his album thing like just came out, and then they were all like back, because he did the listening party in Wyoming. Yep. And then he had a birthday thing like plus part, like release part, whatever, in LA.
And if I recall, I think Quavo and Takeoff were actually spotted in pictures there.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure it was just like, was one of these like a bag that they didn't really, they were like, we don't need that. Like, I don't know. It was just Vancouver. I don't know. It wasn't appealing enough for them to leave. They were rather just party. I don't know. That's just the rumors, right? Like, from what I heard. And I guess they didn't even get on the plane. Like they didn't. It wasn't gonna happen,
right? And it was one of those moments where it was like, we can't believe this is happening. Like there were speculations happening. I was in my head,
people were pissed, man. The reactions on Instagram, like people thought we were like fraudulent, you know?
Yeah, I mean, in my head, it made sense. I was like, I mean, if it's a matter of being spotted at a party that could possibly get you looks, or taking a certain bag from somewhere that you have to cross customs and go into.
Yeah, I mean, they're the Migos, man. Like, you see where they're at now.
It's evident.
That didn't, like, affect their game at all.
But it's gonna show in the numbers, you know, when... say they try to tour here again, or say when you just look at
they did come with Drake, I think. Didn't they open for Drake like a couple months after?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they did an opening thing.
That might have been their makeup, because I know typically if they miss a date,
they played at Rogers or something. No, they were like they were touring with him at that time. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was Migos and Drake. I remember.
Yeah, it was right. So, I don't know. The point is, man, we bounced back. Like,
you really did.
We came back. We brought Playboy Car. We brought Lil Uzi Vert.
I was gonna say Lil Uzi was the game changer for me.
Gunna, and they weren't even the headliners at that one, right? But like Ray Shremmerd, Tory Lanez, like what a performer, man! That guy was going crazy,
right?
Yeah, what was the most recent one too? Like the baby,
that was the baby.
Crazy,
Schoolboy
man.
Q.
Schoolboy Q was sick. Like NLE Choppa, crazy.
That was
man.
a big. The last one the last breakout festival was, in my head, I saw it as pretty monumental. There were like the baby, Roddy Ricch in itself. Those are two.
Bro, we're always booking people who are like on the cusp. I'm telling you, like, like you see how big Tory is now. Like, not saying like we're on, like. Launching these guys. All I'm saying is that was the breakout like mentality in general. That's why it's called breakout. It's like breakout artists, like for like local talents, you know, Vancouver or Canada, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the bigger artists on one stage. And like you see where they're going now. Like Roddy Ricch is just the most recent example. Like his album didn't even drop at that time. It was just The Box. His single was before what is it, Antisocial? Excuse me
for being antisocial.
Yeah. And like you see how long he was number one. And like all that stuff, like I'm just saying, like it just seems that we're getting. It's not just luck. Like we're definitely keeping our ear to the street, like we always have been.
Yeah.
And like these guys are getting really big after, and like it's just cool to see like we're part of that like journey, in in a small way.
Exactly. Yeah. No, definitely. I definitely feel that, man, and it. Like it shows the work in itself is there to show, like, and I like how you mentioned, you know, maybe the derivative of the word breakout, or the name in itself was its intended purpose was to kind of put local and, you know, or international stars on the same stage.
Exactly. Well, it started as just like a Vancouver, like a smaller scene shows, like in little underground spots,
right?
And there'd be people like McAvoy, the MCP, like Illuminati, Esses. Like there's so many people, man. A lot of come ups like Rudnala. I'm blanking on a little bit.
No, there are a lot of names. No, definitely.
You know, and there's a lot of people coming up. And that ended up transitioning into Black Fridays at the Alexander, which used to be a nightclub in Gastown here in Vancouver. Right. We did a monthly thing there. And then the co-owners of that club were owners as well of Timber Concerts.
Right, yeah.
And then we pretty much just like scaled it up. Like, okay, this is Breakout. We do this like in these smaller venues. Like, let's take it to a big stage. We can still bring like local talents and stuff.
Yeah.
Canadian talents, female, male, like just every like mixed bag.
Right.
And international, like, you know, stars. And you see what it is now, man. So
it was just about showing that, hey, we've done something similar to this before. We can scale to a point.
Yeah, we can scale it, and it's been really successful. Yeah,
that's what's up, man. And the success is shown, definitely. Like, you guys have put on a successful event. Honestly, the way I look at it is, how good are you at curating a vibe? That's just always what I ask. Honestly, I look at myself sometimes as being a vibe curator. How do you perform when it comes to you being in control of the room and the lights on you and seeing how you make the room rock? I look at it as that, and honestly, just the event breakout, whether it be the sets that you guys do, the artists that you have on, the entire thing as a whole is that in itself, just a perfect vibe curation.
Yeah, thank you.
Use those words.
Thank you. Well, we're definitely, there's always areas to improve.
Right.
And I think we're doing a really good job so far, but yeah, it's just, we're always on the way up. And what that means, more responsibility and more just being, I was going to say scrutiny, on ourselves, to be but more self-critical and getting things to a level of the Rolling Louds, the Coachella. We want to be known as Canada's biggest hip hop festival, biannual, 2 times a year.
Yeah,
that's really the goal, man.
And it requires
travel to get here, because it's that.
Yeah, it requires exceptional quality control, something of that sort.
Yeah, there's a lot coming. Trust me, man. I don't want to talk business on it too much because it's I shouldn't, but the venue will eventually change. You know, it's not always just going to be at amphitheater and stuff.
Right.
But I think they're going through renos. They're gonna make their amphitheater bigger, and it's also part of the whole thing is that it's with Playland, that you have the whole
that whole
fun
aspect.
park. What do you call it? Amusement park to it. So can't say what the future has to hold, but yeah, man, we're just trying to scale it up, and eventually it's gonna get to a point where we'll need a bigger place.
Exactly.
Eventually,
So I guess jumping into more so, your personal kind of side of things, what you're working on independently. Would it be right to assume that you're fairly involved in just Vancouver's nightlife, just in general? Obviously not saying. Yeah, go ahead.
Define nightlife. You just mean events? Because when I hear nightlife, I think the industry of club industry. Is that what you mean?
I mean more so
just,
just you know what it is when it comes to promoter or dealing with promoters or dealing with the club scene or.
To an extent. I have some background promoting. That's what I did to get my foot in the door. Before I was really getting bookings. Right. So I was 19 years old, working with Hyphy promotion company, and I've seen the background of it, and I've heard stories, and people know Kal Capone, man. People know.
That's what's up.
And but it's just how people know other artists and rapper or visual artists or even radio hosts, whatever. When I'm trying to say the nightlife, it's more than just that. It's the culture here, So speaking on that, just saying people know.
Yeah,
people know. People know each other now. It's happening.
Yeah,
there's something bubbling up here to culture.
I'm noticing that just people knowing people and just the networking sense is growing a little bit.
Oh yeah, man, it's exponential, to be honest. There was nothing when I was growing up, before I was even 19.
Right.
Really, man. There was who, no one was really looking up to. There wasn't a Vancouver guy to really.
Exactly.
Drake wasn't even popular. Drake put Canada on the map, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just nothing really. It was Cardinal Official.
Justin Bieber,
Chaos,
maybe even.
I'm talking more
earlier.
hip hop, early. I can't even think of any others at the moment. That was kind of the guys.
No, you're right. You even just saying that Chaos. Do you say Kanon?
No, Cardinal Official.
Cardinal Official, but
is Kanon he's what, Haitian Canadian?
Haitian Canadian, I believe.
Yeah.
Some of those early
just a waving flag.
Exactly. What was that? What year FIFA?
Oh man, crazy.
I don't even know. That might have been
banger.
A couple years ago. One of the FIFAs a couple years ago.
For sure.
Back then was when most people probably didn't even know that Cardinal Official. If you look at it now, that he was from Canada, and he kind of put Canada and the East Coast on in that sense.
Yeah, he's was it Jamaican background?
believe, I'm not gonna jump and assume, but no, I think he might
something like that.
The islands there, yeah.
Islands, yeah.
Yeah, no. So I mean, fairly evident. Like, you know, we don't get a lot of those monumental, like, you know, culture shifting artists, things of those sense that kind of roll through. So, you know, every blue moon, whenever it does come around, you know, you make sure that you give it the acknowledgement that it deserves at the very least. That's kind of what I find at the But I guess at that particular time, more so scaling to the nightlife side of things. Have you experienced anything with like janky promoters? You know, I'm almost most confident.
Man, just like in general, like the music industry, like even beyond just nightlife and like events and promotion, like it's a dirty game, man. It's really like, I think it's like that in every industry. You always got like your like the bad cats and like the good dogs. Yeah. Or like whatever, you know what I'm saying, whatever analogy you want to use.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like I've had experience where like you butt heads with some people. And like especially when you're a young guy, I think you got like, you know, this is an ego that you have to get under control. Like not everyone is like, you know, you essentially like, well, hopefully you get a little wiser every year. You get older and like, you know, just looking back, like, yeah, man, I've experienced situations and that I've contributed to causing or even just been a bystander of, and like, whatever, man. Like I said earlier, like I think it's more about building each other up than tearing each other down. I definitely looked at nightlife scene as a competitive thing before, where it was like there's only so many places to play. Like Vancouver was like pretty small, like in terms of like like nightlife, like even the amount of clubs and just the amount of things going on. Yeah, where it was like you kind of had to like. You had to be a little bit like stick your chest out a little bit, you know. Yeah. And I definitely like have an opinion about certain things, like, and I say my piece, and but looking back on it now, like, I just want, like, I'm just proud of like where the city's at right now, right? And like, I don't want beef with nobody, and I really just like, I don't want to speak on specific situations because like I don't know if that's necessarily what you're asking, but I've seen things, I've been part of things, like I said, and yeah, man, I just. Say it once again, like build each other up instead of tearing each other down, man. Yeah. No, just get the egos under control, and like end of the day, like we're all just trying to like make something here, you know. Exactly, and as long as you're authentic, genuine, authentic, you know, because there's authenticity. A lot of phonies out here. Still,
that's a fact. That's a fact. No, and like you said, I don't know who might have said it, but I've heard the phrase frequently said, you know, rising tide lifts all boats. You know, and that's how I truly believe it's meant to work. Well said, here, man. I like that. Here in Van at the very least, like, you know, although one person might have more success than another, whatever it may be, we ain't getting anywhere without all of us kind of working together in the sense, you know. Yeah. It takes those networking events. It takes those, you know, people getting out of their comfort zone and reaching out and collaborating with an artist maybe they didn't before, or sending out the email to play at a gig that maybe you didn't think that you could get. You know? And maybe having a connect from somebody that may be able to, you know, get you in the back door and
man, networking.
A lot of those things.
It's important. Yeah, better to like build a bridge than to burn it. You know, but it's inevitable though. Like it's just like, let's be realistic. Like not everyone is gonna get along. Yeah, and hopefully it's just temporarily. It's not like forever. Right. You know what I mean? But like when I have kids someday, like I'm not gonna lie to my son or daughter, like, and be like, oh, like, just everyone's gonna love you, like, or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, the truth is, like, people just don't get along sometimes, and, you know, like,
it is what it is.
Yeah, man, like, people are gonna move out of your way, you know, the ones who are not there for who you truly are, you know, they'll be by the side, you know, and you keep doing you, right?
Exactly, and you treat every situation independently, like especially when it comes to individuals. At the very least, I find, you know, like the people that say, you know, I don't mess with this particular type of people because this, that. It's like, no, well, in my head, at the very least, I'm not gonna ever tell anybody how to deal with people, but I like to look at situations individually. Like I won't, like, you know, giving people grace, you know, understanding that things tend to happen. For example, even just us recording this in particular, you know, things happen, you know. If we got to reschedule, we got to reschedule. But look at us now, fucking
Oh, we get it done. Yeah.
We get it done. We get it done, and it's all about getting it done, and having grace at the very end of the day. Because I know just a lot of people, just when you're in the industry, you want to put on that mean mug. You want to.
I like that you say industry.
Did I say industry?
Yeah, it's like the business end of the industry.
Oh shit!
It's all good. No, it's cool. You're making things out.
Might have just coined a term here.
Industry.
Yeah, but hey, in the industry, man, that's what I'm saying. Like it be like that, Okay, so I guess my last question for you here would be, just getting into your head a little bit. For the last time, I feel like poked and prodded a little bit.
No, I'm totally comfortable with all these questions. All good.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm interested to know, like, what keeps you going, and just what you do. You wear so many different hats. I am led to believe that you must draw motivation to do what you do from different places.
It's really. I'll go back to what I've been saying, like just where the scene is at right now. Mm-hmm. I feel like this whole quarantine thing has been like a real, like, almost like a great reset for Vancouver. And like, there's a new page being turned. Mm-hmm. And I'm just like inspired by like the fruits of my labor,
Well said.
And like, I'm just one small piece in like this whole like puzzle that's like forming together, coming,
right,
and just seeing like more people record, like whether I'm helping someone record or I'm renovating some studio space or I'm just setting up the gear for the show tonight or I'm part of DJ or what, it's just like seeing some good stuff happen, like that's what motivates me, man. Like that's really what it is. It's just. And like money too, of course. Like we gotta make our paper, Come on, man. Like we don't make paper, but like, I'm just happy. Like look at all the people that I get to meet through this. Mm-hmm. Yourself, like I would never met you. Like if it weren't for like Bijan's, like New Tone Studio, that event, and like I met them because I know Within Roots and the boys. I guess Coquitlam gang, and like. It goes on and on. It's like because of Johnny and I, because C1 with the like it's just it's like a crazy what do you call it? Like a Rolling Stone, like a tumble effect,
Exactly.
Butterfly effect.
Exactly.
And I just inspired by all the like the family I have now, like the friends and like just like the quality of music coming out and like just everything, Yeah,
and I look at it as family too, like. I can look at us in 10 years from now and look at, where's Kal going to be? He's, I'm likely assuming that we're all probably going to be, parents by then, things of those sorts. But
we'll see. Yeah.
We'll be running some type of scene. We'll be in monumental parts or important parts of a part of a culture here in our little city here that we have.
Yeah. Well, it's growing, man. It's growing like in an economic level too. Like Vancouver is like it's happening, man.
Most definitely, man. Most definitely, and I can confidently say that I can see, you being instrumental part of that. Not just saying that because you're my homie, but
thank you. Yeah.
Saying that because I see what you do. I see, the grind, the work ethic that you carry on a day-to-day basis. Dude will be texting me at freaking 6 a.m. talking about, just on some wellness shit. We'll be talking about shit from prior, but this guy's an early morning riser. I see the work that he puts in.
Thank you. Yeah, man.
Definitely props to that.
Thank you. No, that's what it is. As you get older, I think you just value more the little things in life, and one of those is, for me, is like getting up early now. Yeah, getting the most out of my day, and not every day I'm up at 6, but like
exactly.
Now if I naturally wake up at 6, 7, like I try and roll out of bed.
Yeah.
Before, especially with like DJing late night stuff, like man, it can get unhealthy. Like
for
you
real.
Be sleeping a lot all throughout the day. You're up all night. Mm-hmm. Your ears be getting ringy and blasted. Anyway, I'm saying it's the little things, right? So
it definitely takes a toll on you, man. Yeah. It takes a certain caliber to be able to accomplish that, man.
I appreciate you, though. Thank you for the compliment,
man. At the end of the day, once again, I'd like to thank you for even just being here today. We've had conversations of getting on mic, having our conversation for quite some time, but I'm glad we were finally able to make it happen, man.
Thank you.
My homie Kal. Glad to have him in the stew, or maybe not the stew this time.
Well, you know what it is, right?
Yeah, man. We always produce it somewhere, man.
Setup,
man. Like I said, thanks to Kal for coming through and joining us on this episode of For the Record here at Certified Platinum Network, man. I've been your host, KRISTODOTCOM. You can catch the video portion of this episode on YouTube at Certified Platinum Network, or the audio versions by going to certifiedplatinum.ca/listen. You can check out the audio by playing it on Spotify, Apple Music, or Google Podcasts, however you listen to your favorite podcasts. Once again, thanks to Kal Capone for pulling up today. Appreciate it. My buddy Guy. And thank you guys for listening as well. Take care, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Yeah, man. Cheers. Thanks for having me.